Welcome to High Oracle's Reiki Spiritual Healing Channel. And today we are talking about the resentment of your parents, the resentment of the narcissist, the resentment of your siblings, the flying monkeys. So in my own life, I've had to make sure that my family understood that I understood that they resented me. I've had, family members that have seen me getting ready to disconnect from the situation. They have put me in situations where I've had to tell them the truth by trying to use attacks against me. I've had, males try to use malevolent attacks against me, the evil eye, negative attacks, being predators, praying, staring at me, looking at me in a certain way with hatred. I've had, and this is the best one of all. This is the best one of all, I'm going to tell you guys. And it even makes me laugh to this day. And I've had family members say to me that I almost hate you. How can you almost hate a person? Either you hate the person or you don't. Okay, there's no in between. There's no almost in anything. So, I was just too through when I heard that one come from out of my family member's mouth. And the reason a lot of these attacks upon you as a chosen one is because of money. It's because of the blessings. It's because of the light that you carry. So I'm dealing with, and this may trigger some of you because, I'm healed, so I can talk about these things to you. So I want to make sure I warn you that this may trigger some of you. And if it does, you can just come back at a later time and view this video. I'm dealing with clients right now who have been attacked, who have been assaulted, who have been abused sexually, molestation, incest. And they have been telling me their stories, and this particular story has stuck out to me. And, I asked this person, could I use his story, and he agreed as long as I didn't use his name. So, one of my clients told me during a session, a healing session, that we are, healing these types of the sex magic that your family has used against you to keep, you in rejection, to keep you low vibrational, to keep your self-confidence low. We're in one of those types of sessions. And he told me that, his parents told him that he had been assaulted, sexually assaulted, and his parents told him that they were not going to report the flying monkey, the golden child that assaulted him, that because he was not going to make them lose their happy home. They were not going to lose their children. Their children were not going to be taken because of him. And, when he said those types of things, it was a healing moment because, I had to, reassure him that this is how the narcissists behaved when they were in competition with you, when they resented you. They resented your light. Many of them knew who you were. They know who you are. Okay. And it hit home for me because I remember going through these types of attacks from my parents. I remember, being, and, before I came on this mission with you guys, I remember taking a lot of the the money out of my business so that I could have somewhere to stay, because they had, taken the haberdashery, and they had taken me to court, or whatnot, and evicted me. So, I was able to, make the decision that I was going to go around to my family, because I had, allowed a lot of them to live with me, during the time of my mother's passing. And, I was hoping that they would return the favor now that I was in litigation, with these evictions, that they're wrongfully evicting me. So, I first went to some family members, and ultimately I decided to use my position as a caregiver to stay with my father. And I remember, that he was not too happy that I had received the grant to take care of him. And I remember him, telling me that he could make his own medicine and he could do things on his own. And so this was the turning point that I knew that I was going to have to leave my people. I was going to have to leave my family, because they resented me. They resented my light. They resented the blessings upon me. They resented me. So I started to, heal my father's life, where he had been trying to live on his own and keep from telling us that he was unable to do certain tasks. And I went into, in 2023, I went into his medicine cabinet, and he had medicine in his cabinet from 2019, eye drops and things of that nature that he was still taking, that were, he was telling me that it was burning his eyes and all of these things. And I was like, because it's outdated. It's outdated, Dad. And, he got really mad, and, he thought that he was losing, his independence. And he got really mad, and he was cursing. And, this is when, when you have a parent that gets elderly, when they are really resenting you. So the only way that we have to resolve these issues is to move away from them. God is letting you see these people for who they are. And this is what I told my client. God is letting you know that these people resent you, that they will try to harm you. They will use black magic. They will use manipulation. They will try to take advantage of you. So surely, during this time, most of these narcissists, it's about money. And so when these governmental officials gave me a stipend in order to take care of him, along with the other people that I was taking care of, my father became very angry, about money, and he wanted me to pay him, some kind of rent, along with taking care of him, making his bed, making sure that he was clean, taking him to the doctor and things of that nature that he could no longer do. And I had to, let him know that I'm getting you ready, prepared for someone to come in and take care of you, because you're not going to respect a female. You've never been able to respect a female because you've never healed. So I'm going to let a male come in and take care of you, because that's what you will respect. So I have to make sure that you have your medications right, and call your doctors, get some new medications, throw these out, and this is the money that you're giving me for that. And, he did not speak to me for a very long time, because he couldn't take advantage of me. He tried to rage and all of those things, and I would just leave. And, and I had to let him know. And this is what I had to let this young man know. You don't have to be, abusive to your parents, because they resent you. They're letting you know that they resent you, and they will try to harm you if they could. They would let other people harm you, family members and friends harm you if they could. And we have to be able to understand in the way that they've harmed us is the way that they get that negative energy back. So if you've never gotten the support from your family members, if they have allowed people to attack you in abusive ways, then when you start to cleanse that negative energy, then that starts to break the mask that they have on. It starts to break their spirit the way that they tried to break you. They start to see that the entity has abandoned them the way that they abandon you. And that's 10-10 as I'm saying this. So I'm giving you confirmation of big facts that these people resent you in a way, and you have to deal with these types of dysfunctional families, the brothers, the sisters, all of these, the mother and fathers, the aunt, whoever it is that is in your life that has attacked you with resentment because they want to be you, they want your life, they want your gifts. You have to forgive them in order to move away from them, and let that be, the word of the day. The word of the hour is to forgive them, because they have decided to choose the entity over their children. And therefore, that type of attack upon your life, when you cleanse this negative energy of multiple people in your family trying to attack you and siphon your energy, trying to sacrifice you, these are all different areas and spells that they have sent out and allowed people to try to attack you, and this is why I deal with my clients, and we use certain types of rituals that need to be performed for you in order to remove this type of negative energy from your mind, the psychic attack from your mind, the evil eye from your body, the sacrifice from you, those evil hired spirits of the Jezebel spirit of them allowing people to molest you. We have to remove all of those spells to each one of those persons who resented you and allowed this to go over into your life. It has to be returned to them. And when they start to get it back when they're older and over in age, then many times they cannot withstand, your light around them. They cannot withstand the attack that the entity has backfired upon them for, giving themselves, taking the rewards of the entity to attack chosen ones. So, this is my message for you today. When you have been abused in life, when you have been under attack all of your life, and, your parents resent you because they could not keep you in a low vibrational state, when they could not enslave you to your siblings, when you would not be enslaved to them, when you have been under attack, with sex magic and, Jezebel spirits attached to you because they have attached you. When you cleanse this negative energy, it is over for those parental narcissists. It is over for those people who were in competition with you of your siblings. It is over for those parents who resented you, who allowed this type of behavior to go on in the family. So I hope that you received this message. Please like, share, and subscribe to me over all of my channels. I hope that you are enjoying this channel. I hope that you are being spiritually healed, through these types of videos. I hope that you understand that these types of behaviors have been sent out to you intentionally, and they has to be intentionally cleansed. So please book your one-on-one life coaching sessions and your video chat sessions. Like, share, and subscribe to me again. Donate to my channel. Book your consultations so that I can acclimate a gift to you to cleanse this type of negative energy out of your life. I'm High Oracle, Reiki Spiritual Healer. Assalamu alaikum.